From the famous Douglas fir trees to the holiday mistletoe, there are so many beautiful types of greenery this time of year. But your Christmas tree isn't the only thing that you can decorate to spruce things up this holiday season.
Yeah, there's another plant that rhymes with jolly and has been a very big part of our festivities for thousands of years. Any guesses as to what it might be? Ginny Rosenkranz with the University of Maryland Extension is here with us in Historic Studio D, and she's brought some of her friends to explain more. Welcome, Ginny.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me bring my very prickly friends.
Very prickly. We all have prickly friends. Let's be honest.
Yes,
but these are beautiful.
These are beautiful prickly friends.
They are. They are. Yeah, a lot of people are like, what can I do to decorate or something like that? I look at hollies as not only that, but they make wonderful screens. Like, for instance, if you have a windy area, you plant them and they're evergreen, so they're a great wind screen. Just all kinds of wonderful uses for them. They are male plants and female plants. So what we have here are all the females. These are all the ladies.
The ladies.
The holly ladies. and I have a couple different varieties. So I have our American holly, which is a native, and it's absolutely beautiful. The leaves are not necessarily shiny. They're kind of a dull green, and the berries are spectacular, but they're kind of tiny and just lots of space between them. So that's when we get into the really cool things like a cultivar or a nativar that has been bred to do more. So Nellie Stevens I have, and she has got glossy, bright green leaves and just tons and tons of berries all up and down the stems.
Yeah, they're arranged different.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. And she was bred right here on the Eastern Shore in Talbot County.
How about that?
And by Edward and Nellie R. Stevens, which is why she's Nellie, and the male is Edward. So it's kind of cool. And then there's another one that has smaller leaves. They're also glossy. The berries are almost as thick. The plant itself, instead of being short and broad, it's more columnar. Very tall and elegant.
It's beautiful.
And she's Mrs. Foster.
Mrs. Foster.
Yes. I love the name.
Really
Nice
cool.
to meet you, Mrs. Foster. And then we have one that doesn't have any leaves.
I know, isn't that the coolest thing? So there are hollies that actually lose their leaves in the fall. They are deciduous instead of evergreen. And so the best part about these is that they look spectacular all through the late fall, all through the winter until early spring. And the berries stay on. The berries stay on all these hollies until spring because right now they're gorgeous and they're tightly held on to the plants. So they make decorating fairly good. Best to use them, if you're going to use them in a vase, that'd be great. If you're going to put on a wreath, put the wreath outside because the berries will fall off. But the birds and all the other little critters that count on these to feed on, they have to wait for them to go through a couple of really hard freezes because a little bit tough right now and they need to tenderize. So having the frost, will tenderize them, and then the birds will come by in 2 days. They're gone. They're gone. Just gone. They're so beautiful.
I have noticed they're not all prickly.
Some are more prickly than others.
Okay, like I know that I'm familiar with this type of leaf that has those prickles, but I love the Nellie because her leaves are so beautiful. Her leaves,
Right. So the American holly has little spines. They're called prickles. Well, spines. And she has 3 on each side and then 1 right at the center. Miss Nellie only has 1 at the end and then 1 on either side, so she's not as bad. Miss Foster has softer leaves, softer prickles, and you can actually run your fingers across it. But then, of course, the deciduous one without any leaves, and she's the easiest to work with.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, how wonderful. Well, thank you for bringing these in. Learned a lot about hollies.
Always from Ginny, but just her presentation here just brought up the festivities.
It sure
I feel like.
Thank you so much, Jenny. And
thank you,
have
Jenny.
a happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.